Right. Just want to go through a little bit on what we have covered in the on Monday or Tuesday, the lab. Okay, so just a quick recap on those things that we have went through, right? So so this the kind of schedule, okay, for now on how we're going to conduct this lab, right? So gentle reminder on some of the lab sessions, okay, they comes with some marks attached, right? So we talk about this, right? Altogether, the whole lab sessions constitute about 50 marks or 50%, so which is half of your modules marks, okay, this modules mark. The other half will be the exam, right? So today is lab 2. There's no no marks, okay, for some of the exercise that we are looking at today, right? But next week, okay, so there will be a lab, okay, submissions. The lab submissions are actually I have already published, right? If you notice, I have actually published all the lab sessions, lab exercise, lab 1, 2, 3, okay, as well as the assignment, right? So you guys can feel free to go take a look, including the designated, okay, due date, right? You can prepare first, okay. So that's I mean, is a reason why I publish everything. Okay, I just want to uh ensure that at least you all got quite a got time to prepare lah, huh? So I've spoken to your lecturer, okay, the Dr. Elena, right? So we okay, try to get you guys to submit during the lab sessions, okay. But of course, we will give enough time, okay, for in case you can't finish during the lab, okay, you are allowed to submit on the day itself. So if you look at some of the dates given, it's actually fall on the your lab sessions date time, right? But we push it all the way to the night time, right? So this is the guide, okay. But we will be able to give 1 or 2 days allowance, huh? So 1 or 2 days allowance, right? But like I say, um, I don't want too many students to have overdue, okay, and I like to have students to have ample time. So maybe usually uh, the lab before I will talk a little bit. Like for example, lab one. Lab one over here. I will later on talk about the lab assessment one. Okay, lab exercise. I'll just give you a bit of guide, and you have got a few days, including next week, okay, Chinese New Year, to work on it, right? So when the on the day lab 3 comes, okay, on this date, uh, well, at least, okay, I believe some of you will have started something or even complete, right? So anyway, um, anyway, I've already published all the lab sessions. Okay, some of you might be even hardworking to finish up all. Okay, but like I say, these are the schedule, right? So if you were to look at the assignment, okay, the even the last deadline is assignment. Assignment is actually just one big assignment. Okay, I will not be talking about assignment today. I'll leave it to the next session. But you guys can take a look at the case studies. Yeah, and if you look at the assignment, it's actually split into part A and part B, right? So both part A and B combined is 30%, and that includes presentations. So you are required to do presentations, okay, later on at the end, which is 21st of Feb, right? So if you look at 21st of Feb, today is 22nd of Jan. So actually, you have to finish all these in less than a month or about a month, right? So assignment basically is group work. Okay, there will still be individual assessment. So don't expect that you are in the group, you will get the same marks, right? So you might not get the same marks. So there are individual efforts given, right? So the group, okay, the groupings, later on we'll talk about the groupings. The groupings link is here. Some of you had clicked last week, we talked about it, and maybe later on we see whether we can finalize the group. Okay, 2 members in a group, right? So I look at the regular students. Apparently, it seems like we have about 7 students. Okay, 7 students, 7 to 6. So it's kind of even though my student list, I got 11 students. Okay, so I'm not too sure what happened to some students who are missing and they have not been attending regularly, right? So today, yeah, so today I kind of recorded in case some of them they might need it, right? So so in the I'm not too sure. Any one of you here missed the first lab except for one? Okay, any one of you other than Mei Xuan, all attended, right? Yeah, each group has 2 members. Okay, so because it's an odd number here, students. So we have either 6 to 7 students. So we'll see how on the third students, or later we'll see how lah. So try to have a group of 2 or 3, or maybe one person might want to do it on your own, assignment 1 for the assignment, right? So so I gathered that most of you attended my first lab session, right? Okay, so should be nobody voice out. So this is the schedule, right? So some of the labs will be more for consultations, right? Consultations. So just take note of the delivery, right? And I don't think the lab exercise are difficult. Okay, so later we'll discuss. Okay, so prior to your submissions, so usually I will, like I say, I will talk about the lab exercise 1 lab session ahead, so that at least you got a few days or 1 week before to prepare for it. And on the day, okay, of the lab exercise, you can ask me some questions. Okay, so more for like consultations. So um, so if you click on the lab group, you will be able to see the Excel spreadsheet with all your names. Just if you can, you got times, you can fill in group numbers. So if you have found. So today we will touch on lab 2. Okay, lab 2, the lab 2 concept as well as the specifications, right? And I also have pull out a sample. Okay, but maybe have a quick recap on what we did on the first lab session, right? So first lab session we did discuss on the some of the things about these are your names. So if you have clicked that, these are your names. So if you want, you can put in your group. Later towards the end, we'll take a look at this. So we talk about why, right? So how many people saw it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, Mei Xuan, if you are free, you can also throw in your answers over here. So we have a quick discussion on why are we learning this enterprise architecture, right? So I actually got students to work on do some research and then write down their answers, right? And I also highlight during the lab sessions, I'll be focusing more on using the tools, okay? The tools which is actually the Archimate. All right. So the theory parts, I think the lecture notes will be taken care by your lecturer. So she will also be taking care of your exam, right? So I also mentioned any exam matters, okay, or tips or hints. You can ask your lecturer, okay. So I'm basically helping her with the tutoring, and also to work on the more on the practical side lah. So we also discuss about why do we do EA, and these are some of your answers. So you guys can actually refer. Not too sure whether this will come out in the exam, but who knows? Okay, and how are we going to do the EA, right? So some of the answers you all need to validate yourself. Okay, so but anyway, I will share with you some of my quick answers. Okay, so this is what, why, how, right? So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the lecture stuff, okay, but I just want to go through very quickly again. So enterprise architecture, okay, basically is the strategic planning framework usually used by senior management to be able to use as a way to convey a better using diagrams to be able to show uh, what's going on in the company. Okay, and this will definitely help. Okay, in terms of some very important decision making, right, and also to ensure that you can effectively and efficiently use some of the company's resources, right? So the key components of enterprise architecture will consist of business data application and technologies, right? I did highlight, okay, the EA diagrams that we've been drawing, they are not used for development, okay? They are more for as a way to communicate, to convey to senior management, to use a diagram to better illustrate, okay, how the different business, okay, processes and the different IT, okay, and the data itself are connected to each other, right? Are they linked together? So we'll be focusing on drawing all these components, and these are very important for strategic planning, right? That's why it's an enterprise system that we are referring to, right? So like I say, why EA? Okay, I think some of you have answered that questions. Basically to align with the business goal. Very important, a company must be feasible, must have a business value, right? And we need technology to support this business, right? Either to reduce costs or find new profit, new, just like e-commerce, right? If a company is opening a shop selling products, right, it can leverage on e-commerce technologies, right? The internet to sell more, to reach out to the global market. So this will increase their profits, right? Increase their market, right? At the same time, it go paperless. So in a way, it reduce costs. So these are reason why we are looking at all this. So this diagram, like I say, uh, is basically a very big global pictures to let us know what's happening, and basically it enhance agility, right? So that we know what are the technology, what are the components, okay, what are the reusable technology that we can reuse to ensure there's no no uh, extra technologies or obsolete technologies. So it's also bring about better governance, okay, of all the company's resources. Okay, and if you look at the diagrams that we'll be drawing, we'll also be identifying the capability of the companies, and that's very important, right? Companies' capabilities, and these company capabilities will require the necessary resources. So we need to know where are the resources and how to better use some of these resources, right, to align with the business goal so that we can come up with better strategies, right? So this, like I say, will become a blueprint for building effective and resilient organizations, okay, so that the organization can remain profitable and be able to have a sustainable business, right? So when you open a company, you need to ensure the company is viable, right, and is sustainable. Not that you build a company for 1 year and then gone, right? And more often than not, most of these diagrams are used in big, huge, complex company. Usually for small companies, you might not want to go to this extent. So that's why this is called enterprise architecture, right? So for small company, like I say, you might not have so many system. Okay, you might not. It's mostly short term. So this will be more applicable. Okay, for a very huge companies with many processes. Okay, business processes, different functionalities, right? So, and how do we do this? We basically use the what you guys have been learning, the ADM, okay, all these TOGAF, right? Where it will basically define the framework, the methodologies, and how you should approach, the approach. So these are the step by step. And like I said, our practical will basically focusing on the using the tools, right? So you find that most of our labs, okay, even the assignment, as I highlighted, we'll be using this Archimate, right? So we won't be talking too much about, like I say, only except for today, talking about the lecture note stuff. But otherwise, we will be more on the using the tools to design. Okay, I would say, okay, to draw the diagrams is pretty straightforward. It's more of the designing part that is a bit more challenging, and be able to link the various boxes, okay, or element together. That will be the one that you guys will find a bit more uh, complex or difficult. And like I say, that will be the challenge that you guys, okay, will be facing. So it's more of the design. But then again, like I say, this is being the design. Okay, so there is no one right diagrams, right? So there could be a few other different design. There might be some best practices that you need to follow, okay, especially the TOGA that we have been looking at. So we will be scrutinizing whether did you follow the correct vocab, did you use the right link, did you use the right element, okay, in presenting your Archimate diagram, right? So that will be the kind of grading, okay, which I'll be looking at in terms of your work that you submit, right? So in a way, for the lab um, assessment will be mainly conducted by me, right? So relationship between the different components, we'll talk about all this, right? And also looking at some of the constraint, right? Constraint. Right, so this will be some of the diagrams that later on we'll be looking at in details. Right, basically having to link some of these objects, okay, together. We'll be building model after models, and there will be different view as well as different aspect, right, that you will be highlighting, right? So like I say, the mainly, okay, the three components over here, right? They are all differentiated by the different color. If you have noticed, the business are usually this color. Some of your screen tools will show a bit more yellow or orange, but it basically the more the color has some uh, do, okay, do ensure that is a clearer representation. So you are required to use the right color also. You must be able to use the right color. Don't like for example application, okay, and application component, and you try to draw using a yellow or the orange, okay, box object. Okay, technologies are represented over here as something like a green color, right? So just make ensure that you use the right color representation. This is part of the TOGA they have actually defined. So we are supposed to follow, right? So marking will be based on whether you follow the correct convention. Okay, so later we'll look at the differences. Some of the differences, like what's the difference between application and technologies? Okay, anyone know? Anyone know? Or you have any question, feel free to put in the chat to interrupt me. Otherwise, I'll just continue. Anyone know what's the difference between application and technologies over here? Hello, anyone there? Or all of you just just join and then sit back to relax? You can put in the chat. You guys there? Still there? Okay. So thank you, Mei Xuan. Okay, we have some answers. Technologies like device server. Yes. So technology does cover mainly the hardware, right? Got hardware also, huh? Hardware, but technology also encompass software, right? So software such as operating system, whether it's Linux operating system, Android, okay, or Microsoft Windows or Microsoft 2020 Advanced Server, etc. So technology does involve software, okay, but not the developed software. The developed software will be more on the application. Application like somebody write an application like CRM, huh? Customer relationship management or supply chain management, right? So some kind of program that or system that you develop, okay, right? Or you use, so the technology will encompass the software platform, software. So technology does include, okay, not just hardware but also software. Application is a product, yeah. You can say it's a product because it's a program that's developed using some software, right? You can say something like this. Application, okay, very good. Okay, thanks for your response. So so you can see that in fact you can see other application server, and you notice that hardware are usually represented by 3D 3D icon 3D icon usually and you can see that this is a high availability, means they have one server and another backup server, right? In case something fail over, it move over. So you can see that this diagram not just present the business side but also the technologies, which is the IT and also the routers, okay, and sometimes even backup servers, right? So, and this is for high availability, right? So usually like a 3D icon, right? And you can see this is the requirements. Okay, you see there's a arrow, target like being shoot, okay, by an arrow. So this is actually representing a requirement, right? So the requirement for this is actually a 2 hour, okay, recovery time. 2 hour recovery time. So they need a system that can support if there's something fail, especially the main server fail, then it can fail over to the secondary server, right? Fail over. So here says that there's a 2 hour recovery. So you basically suggested an architecture, okay, that can, or infrastructure that support these requirements of a 2 hour delivery time, right? So and there's also the software component, the application. These are like the interface, okay, the components, okay. Like order tracking, order fulfillment means like the software to track, okay, whether your product parcel has been delivered, okay, and be able to reflect, okay, the order status. And you can see this is a representation to show some kind of a GUI interface so that people see, oh, order status is being displayed, and these are the components, application components that is being developed, right? So, and this is the kind of order, business order. Okay? When there's a business order, what happened and happened. So you can see these are some of the objects, okay, that you guys have to be able to identify properly. And here you can see this is the application component, okay, application component, right? So it's been denoted by this icon over here, right? And the business component are usually this few, right? And it is the interface, okay, and a few devices like computer nodes, okay, like the router switches. It could be a connecting nodes, etc. So this is just some high level mapping of a business. Manufacture, then you ship, you store, you market, you sell, then you got order come in, then you fulfill the order. And so these are some diagrams that you could be designing, right? Like I say, there's no right and wrong kind of design, whether it's just that whether your design is a bit more comprehensive, detailed, or too shallow, or not very complete, right? And you can see the various system, the ERP, enterprise resource planning system, okay, customer relationship management system that always deal with the marketing component, the selling, and the order, right? So you can see that this enterprise resource system will basically encompass the manufacturing, the shipping, and the storage, okay, the inventory storage, right? And the whole reporting system is called the enterprise reporting system. Then you have specifically the order management system that basically concern your order and fulfillment, right? So so you can present different view, right? It's not necessary that your diagram must consist of a business, application, and technology. The three colors are basically sometimes, okay, you just want to present only the business view. You can, it's possible, okay, without the technologies, right? So you can see this one only one color. Did you notice this diagram? Okay, maybe you are presenting to some only the business people, right? Business directors, the higher. So they are only concerned about the business function, the business processes. Okay, so this will show some of the partners, okay, the business partners, the stakeholders, right? And then you can see the channels, okay, which are the business channel that are going through the social media, through the web portal, e-market exchange places, the social media, etc. So these are the actors, usually the roles and the people who have some business role, or they are the actor that can behave, right? So here is basically all the supply chain management core business, right? Core business, right? I hope you guys can see. So they just identify all the different business, right? So you'll be surprised that even simple business like sourcing, you need to manage the material, right? You need to manage which component to buy, any extra components you need to buy, okay, and where should you source, okay, and for every materials or raw materials you have, you might have more than one supplier, right? You might have one primary supplier and a few other secondary supplier, okay. So it can be quite complex, right? So if you look deeper, that's why you see there's so many business functions and business process or business flow that you can talk about, right? So then you have also got others. These are the supporting functions. Raw material management. When some raw material run low, you must immediately spoon off a program to 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 resupply. Okay, because you must know that raw materials doesn't mean you found it not enough. Okay, during your manufacturing process, if you didn't get all your raw materials there ready for mass production, the whole production will have to stop, right? This is waste of time, right? And you must also ensure that the raw materials are readily available. What happens if it's not enough or not available, right? It might take 2-3 weeks, okay, for the supplier to deliver. Just like you order something from Taobao, it will sometimes take even 2-3 days, or even 2-3 weeks, right? So what does it mean? If you don't have enough raw material, the whole manufacturing assembly line will have to stop. You can't afford to have a factory stop, okay, for 2 weeks just because there's a missing screw, not enough screw, right? So that will affect a lot on the customer order delivery as well as and distributor delivery, right? Fulfilling some of the manufacturing, right? So there are more diagrams up, but I'll leave it for next time to talk more about it, right? So so that's basically a very quick introduction, okay, for this. Okay, now we want to go deeper. So today is 25th, okay, no marks. Okay, next week, so later we'll talk about lab 1. So at this point, any questions so far before we look at one of the PDF? Okay, you can find the PDF in one of the link, okay, in Moodle. Okay, so if you want, okay, the first PDF is the Archimate specifications, right? I think so. I hope you can find this PDF. Do let me know if you can't find. So we're just going to go through. This one is about 19 over pages, but I'm not going through all. You're supposed to kind of just read in details, okay? But this is to address some of the questions, okay? I hope you guys have installed the Archimate, okay, on your laptop. So there's a running copy in the lab, okay. So this is the tools, okay, that you guys will be using most of the time, right? And you notice that these are all the different boxes, and now we're going to talk about the link, okay. So how do you link these two boxes together or objects together? So we're going to talk about the model, okay. So in fact, I have also uploaded Archimate insurance, okay, the insurance, okay. You should be able to find them in the Moodle, right? So let me just see, okay, right. So there's some case study later we might be going through, if either today or maybe the next next lesson, right? But today we'll talk about this. Sorry. So there's a sample zip file. Go ahead and unzip, right? So you can see some diagrams, okay, the model diagrams that's been drawn. So you can infer, okay, from this some of the drawings here, and basically this, if you download this, right, you should get if you open up, okay, you should get something like this. So there are this is an unzip version, okay, unzip version. I think you can just double click, right, and you can get inside here and you can go to the view, right? So this will be all the different views, okay, that you will be you can look at, you can refer, right? So you can click on some of this, right? So give you an idea, right? So some of the views, so you can infer. And here we're going to talk about, right now we're going to talk about how to draw this link, okay, this link, all this arrow, right? And on this palette on this side, okay, we'll have all the different arrows. And this is where the tricky part, so you're supposed to use the appropriate arrows, okay, to show the link between the different element, okay, or objects, okay, how are they being linked, right? So you guys will have to follow the naming conventions, right? So now we're going to touch on all this, right? So and for now we're going to just pay a bit of attention to the arrow, okay, composition, aggregations, and association, right? So what are the differences? So if you were to look at the PDF, which is this PDF concept, I think it's concept or specification. Let me see. Sorry, it's you can also refer to concept. So the if you want to know more details, right, you can refer to this. But before I highlight, okay, do you know? Look at this. This is the association, aggregation, and composition. Right. Do you know what is the difference? So can you all put in the chat and just I just want to see whether do you know what's the difference or when should you use? Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and put in your your thoughts. Okay, like compositions. Compositions is an arrow that looks like this. Composition. This composition is something like this. Black, black, shaded diamond, diamond head. My this thing not very good. It's not drawing very well. Right, composition. Right, then aggregations is something like this with a outline of a dam. Right, association is just one line. Okay, so let's take a look at these three relationship. In fact, the meanings are here, right? The meanings are all here. So anyone want to comment what's the differences other than the different arrows? Okay, Mei Xuan asked definition of each symbol means. Okay, later I'll show you, I'll tell you, it's actually all over the place. But now I want to ask, do you know when to use the different arrows? That's something that is more important. Basically, the labs you need to know, you need to apply the right arrows. So for now, if you look at this diagram here, so what do you think? Composition is like main class consists of subclass. Okay. What else? Anything? Composition consists. Okay. Aggregation is a combinations. Right. Okay. Right. So right, I give you a very easy, yes. So here I also say association, okay, something like this. I think here got say something, it doesn't, right. Composition, decompose of. Okay, one very important things about composition, and you look at this diamond head here. It's solid, it's very black. Okay, it's complete. Means like for example, a table, okay, with 4 legs. Which one, okay, do you think it is? Is it a composition, aggregation, or association? Which one will be more correct? Which one do you think is more correct? Like for example, if I got a table, right, and then I put four legs. Let's say I got diagrams like this, 4 legs. So what kind of arrow should I put? Okay, Charles say compositions. Right, you're right. You should put compositions. Why? Because a table consists of 4 legs, right? Consists of 4 legs, right? So can a table have 2 legs? Maybe lah, huh? But most important is usually you need 4 legs to form a table lah. But of course, there's some tables might not be a best example lah. But here it's just to try to tell you that it's a stronger, okay, stronger link. Like for example, if you don't have one or you don't have legs, cannot form a table, right? Or maybe one leg also cannot form a table, lah, right? But of course there are some lah. So might not be a best example, but this is the stronger relationship. Means you must have this. If not, it's not a table, right? It's not a table because a table need to have 4 legs, right? Something like this. Aggregations, right, is more of a okay. I think there's another one that also talk about this. Okay, the other documents, I think the other documents also have. Let me see where's the other documents. Oh yeah, sorry. Right. So if you look at this also give a quite good examples. Just right. Compositions, right? Composed of, right? So this is the one that tell you the when should you use, right? Composed of, right? And order need to have an order item. If there's no order item, then there's no order, isn't it? Right? You need to have an order item. You must order something. There must be some item that you order. If there's zero order, then it's not an order, right? So it cannot exist, okay, independently, right? It must be there lah. So it's a whole, so consists of a whole. So I hope you know, aggregation. You look at this arrowhead or diamond head. It's not very solid, right? It's not very solid. Means it can also exist, okay, independently. So might not be, right? Like shopping cart contain multiple products, but even the shopping cart don't have multiple product, only got one product. It's also can, right? So it doesn't mean that you need to have a lot of products, right? Or you can have one or two missing parts here, right? So the relationship is not strong. This is very strong. That's why it's bold. Okay, I hope you understand from there lah. So which means that even without, let's say, even without multiple, it's also a shopping product, shopping cart, right? As long as you add an item inside the cart, it's a shopping cart, right? So you don't need to have a lot, or even without also can, because it can a shopping cart could be just an empty basket lah, empty basket. Association is just some connections some connection. Right? A customer is associated to an order. Okay, but of course, so it's a association. So in a way you can just treat it as if you refer back to the diagram here. Okay, the diagram here. This is inside the aggregation. Composition is inside the aggregation. Composition is inside the association. So this become more general, right? So association includes aggregation and compositions, right? Aggregation does not include association, right? But it includes compositions. Get it? So you can see composition is a subset of aggregation, right? Composition and aggregation can be part of the association, right? So this is more general. Okay, so at least today you should know these 3 arrows already. Know how to differentiate right? So if you want to be more specific, then you can draw this, right? This maybe include all this, then you draw this a bit more general. Any questions? So I hope that's clear for this part. So that's the first PDF. So you can read up more. Another here got composition. So and take note the arrow, okay, is point to the you don't draw this way so this might be wrong so you should read it as system is composed of subsystem, right? A table consists of 4 legs, for example, right? And just now we saw an order consists of order items. Can? So the arrow must be on the bigger thing bigger thing. So you can think of it this way lah. Any questions? So this is so you see the system is the whole thing, just like the table and the legs. Okay. So assignment is just assigning, right? So assigning to something, right? So system is assigned to system behavior, right? So behavior is smaller, like body part. So here also have some example. Human, this is the human system body, right? And a human inside got so many smaller system, right? You got your heartbeat, you got your digestive system, you got respiratory system, etc. Right? And this is how you would draw it. Okay. So human body consists of respiratory system, right? That's why you see, right? So you can't have a human body without any of this, isn't it? So all these 4 systems are very important. Okay, they are the strength. Okay, strongly composed of. Okay, and then you have this arrow. Okay, what is this arrow? Anyone know? This is the diamond head. Remember? Okay, take note of the arrow head. This is diamond head. This is a triangular. Right? So of course you can refer to the documents. Sorry. You can also refer to the documents over here. Where's my document? Oh, this document. Where's my this arrow, which is the assignment? Okay, assignment relationship. This is the arrowhead. This is not the diamond. See, assigned to payment system is assigned to the process behavior. Okay, it's a link. Okay, that perform something. You can treat it as a perform or assign. Okay, so the name for that is assign. Right, respiratory. Okay, basically behave. Okay, assign. Right, or you can say perform. Right, perform. You can say perform this task, perform that task, or assign. Right, just now you say perform, isn't it? So respiratory perform absorbing oxygen from air, perform eliminating carbon dioxide. So it perform, right? So you can also use that words. So you all have to link out the words. Right? So something like behavior, payment assigned to, okay, and link behaves to perform them, right? Here say perform, something like this, right? And if you still don't know, don't worry. Okay, actually, the tools itself is actually quite good. You look at these tools here. This tool, right? So you can refer to the here. Some of you concerned, how to remember? I also cannot remember. Every time I also got confused. Okay, so but anyway, this lab exercise is open book, right? Open book. So I don't know about your exam whether she will test you on all this. She might test the differences but for the lab exercise, at least you can refer. Okay, you refer. Let's say you click on this, you click on this arrow, you can see compose of, and there is also these tools here. Let me see whether I can open this. Why cannot open? Oops. Right, you can open some of the palette. Okay, properties. So there are properties. It tell you composition properties. Okay, you can double click any of these just to expand or contract. Right. Right. So like you can click on this, and you can click on some of the navigation. Right. So just click on some of this, and basically I just want to okay, never mind. So like for example, you click on this, right? Say hint came out, right? So you click on some of these things. This tell you, if you still don't know, you can click on this, diamond composition. Composition relationship, conceive one or more of the concept. Okay? Even if you still don't understand by reading this meaning, then you look at the example lah. An application component may compose one, two or more of the sub items, right? So like customer file, can customers files must contain insurance policies and insurance requests and also damage claim, right? Something like this, right? Should compose a strong compose, right? And of course there are some, like if you don't know what is this, this is not the arrow triangular arrowhead. You can hover across or you can click on this, right? So it will tell you the meaning specialization relationship. Same is same specialization relationship, right? So specialized, so it's a special relationship, particularly for this, right? So example, you can refer to the example. Take out insurance to take out insurance and take out insurance luggage, travel insurance and take out luggage insurance process is a specialization of a more generic takeout insurance. Okay, so so it kind of just tell you that insurance policy can be a car insurance, can be a right, can be a home insurance or reliability insurance, right, or travel insurance, right? So you can read it this way lah, So you can even click on this. Just now we talk about this, right? Aggregation, right? So having these tools also help you, right? So you can see or aggregation relationship, insurance requests, insurance policies, right? So insurance policies, okay, can have a insurance request, or there may not be any damage. So this is aggregation, right? Represent an element one or more, almost similar meaning as the compositions, right? A car insurance policy aggregate and sum, okay, sum of the policies. So some example is quite clear, so you can see. So you can also infer from this. So you don't need to keep referring to the PDF over here. PDF over here. So this one is just for you to read out and read out a bit more. So you all can refer, or you can look at this definition over here. There's also here some definitions where you can zoom in. Okay, composition and order almost the same as what just now. Right? So are you all following? You can shout out to me, interrupt me if otherwise I just continue going on. Okay, but at times I'll just look at the chat. So you can also ask question in the chat. So there are also some behavior that you need to define, whether it's external, okay, or internal, right? So this is using human bodies, right? Human body. So you can see that enterprise architecture can also, you can use a human body, okay, to draw, okay, the enterprise architecture. Human body is also a very complex system, with many processes, right? So these are the process, okay, the functions, okay, heartbeat function, hung function. You notice the function, okay, is represented by this icon over here. Just now we have been looking at the arrows, right? And here process is represented by this, right? You notice that for every box that got something, right? Again, with the tools, with the little tools that you have, the Archimate tools, if you're observant enough, you notice that actor got this. If you drag, I'm sure you already draw. So you can name, this is the actor, right? Just now you saw business process, that little thing. And what about this? This is business object. This one got nothing, looks like this. So these are the yellow color. This is the green color one. So don't use the wrong one, wrong color. So you also need to ensure that your site is the same, right? Your site, right? So this is the process. Okay, so refer to this. You notice business process, right? So you drag and drop that one. If you don't want, you can just eliminate. Now, business process, you bring over, you can change the label, and it shows this is a business process, right? So you know that is a this is some internal process, right? Order, right? Function is represented by this, and like digestive process, okay, realize, and what is this? What is this? Again, you can refer back to this business services. Business services. You can read this also. As you click on this, you can see business services clearly define the behavior of a business role, actor, collaborations, and exposed to environment. Right? So you can refer to this in case you still don't know. So this is a customer information services, right? So basically, it's a kind of like identify the services that you are providing or the service that you are talking about. Okay, customer information service, claim payment services, enrollment services. Okay, so absorbing nutrients from food. So this is one of the digestive service that you do, and also to remove the waste, right? So these two will realize this process, this processes, business process. Okay. So you don't use compose, right? Because they are not. They are basically doing something, behaving, right? Behaving like this. Right? Or you can also draw it this way, You can also draw it this way. So this is what design. There's a couple of ways to design. So like I say, sometimes there's no right and wrong. It's a matter of how you want to present it, right? So these two you can see presented in a slightly different manner, right? Different manner. Or you can see here some wordings are digestive system is assigned to the digestive process, right? Assigned to the digestive process or realize. So then the relationship flow, the flow exists in our body, and this is how the flow. Human body, circulatory, so the respiratory are the one who absorb the oxygen from the air and send the oxygen. So you can put in the label here, oxygen or carbon dioxide. So you can put label in the arrow to indicate. Like for example, here you can click on this arrow, right? Click on this arrow. In case you want to write some, or let's say I choose another one, choose this one, okay, arrow. I think it's under the properties. You can let me just, why I cannot move this? Okay. Right? You can change, you can put a name here like ABC or ACS, right? I just type something. Then okay, the label is here, right? So you can put oxygen, so you can use the name here to basically label, give more information about this arrow, right? Or the flow. Okay, so you can remove this. So under the properties, under the properties, nervous, right? So you guys can take a glimpse on this and the triggering. What trigger, right? So you chew the food from the mouth, swallow. After swallow, goes into your stomach. Right? So the triggering relationship, it will trigger. Right? So once you chew your food, right, it will trigger the esophagus, right? Esophagus to swallow next. After it swallow into the stomach, okay, it will trigger the digestive juice to come out, right? So when there's something inside your stomach, it will trigger the digestive juice. After that, okay, it will be absorbed, okay, by the intestine, okay, before it pass out as waste. Okay, so this is how, okay, you would so arrow can go both ways, so you can have more than one arrows, but you just have like New York Times reader will subscribe to the New York for home delivery, and then basically the New York Times, what does it do? So you can actually provide both directions one. Okay, multiple arrows. New York Times will provide daily home delivery service to the reader. Then the reader pay money. Okay, and New York Times will give you the newspaper, for example, right? Okay, so some are passive structure. Okay, and read write access. Okay, so there's also the dotted arrow. Okay, so this is the triggering, provide trigger or whatever. Okay, this is the other type of so you can see serving relationship and access relationship, right? So you can read up more. Access relationship, okay, observe and act upon passive, right? Create a new object, read the data, write, modify, delete. Okay, so create, okay, create an invoice and then send an invoice, right? So you can basically try to use the differences. There's some slight subtle differences, okay, between the serving and the access, right? So the access is like access to act on something lah. Serving is, okay, provide certain function. So more of the providing. Like I serve you a dinner, and I access to some of your secret. Okay, so you can use the word in a way, okay, in a way, by using the words itself. Right? Here also have access, right? So system behavior can also be accessed through reading, right? So you can see like that. Human body got the blood, okay, blood access to the carbon dioxide. Okay, nutrients will access to the waste. You can even have a loop back. Okay, loop back, something like a loop back. Okay, or flow. So you really have to scan through. The other things is the business, okay, application which we talk about, right? So the task is all here. Applications. So you guys can look at it, read up more. So by looking at more examples, okay, my advice is look at a couple more examples and then see and learn how the thing is being drawn. Okay, learn how the thing is being drawn. Get a feel of how the things are being drawn. Right? So like this view over here, right? So I hope you guys have already unzipped, right? And then you can also browse through the different view. Okay, so this also give you an idea on how to do your lab exercise. Okay, and also to see, you must double click so that you can go to here, business corporation. So these are all the business except, okay, you can realign, okay, and anything that you don't know, just like I say, if you want to know what is this, then you click on this, right? It tell you the business process. If you don't know what is this, click on this very fast. Business service, okay, is a service, and basically it's drawn from this, right? Drawn from this. So feel free to navigate down this the navigation here. This is a place where you have the technology, the node, the devices, the server, okay, and the technology process is all written here, right? So artifacts, okay, and equipments, factories, stakeholders, goal, outcome. You notice outcome, drivers, is all here. Work package, plateau, post contact, create, claim. So how do you put, right? How do you put? No need to put just double click on it, right? Once you unzip, where is it? Right? Okay, once you unzip, you should get this, right? I think this is the file. Okay, once you unzip, you should get something like this, right? Unzip. And then just click on the Archimate, here, this one, right? Just click on this, you'll be go inside. You go inside your Archimate already. Okay? Anyone don't know how to open? Okay, I give you some time to download and then you see whether you can open up. Right? Same for, yeah. You should be able to get this. This will automatically be incorporated. Can? Now you're going to try. I give you 5-10 minutes to do it. Right? Just unzip, and then with the unzip file, look for the. Once it's unzipped, you should get this, and there's a Archimate model. Right? The extension is the Archimate model. Just double click, and then it should just go inside. Can, right? Okay, so why not I give you 5-10 minutes to go and play around, right? So now what's the time? Okay. How do you put argument? Press and open, double click. Have you installed? You need to install, Mei Shen. Have you installed? Because the other people they install, you need to install that Archimate. Right? You need to install this software, no? Archi. You need to install. Where to install? I think in the last slide we show you the link, right? There's a link to show you how to install. Okay, and under tutorial 1. Right, under tutorial 1. There's a link, or you just go and search download install. You install already? Why not you just open the Archimate and then double click. Okay, and the other way, if it doesn't go in, it should actually. Otherwise, you just use the file opener. This thing is like the the Microsoft right? Just go open, file open, and then find where did you Okay, where did you put the files? File open. Just like, Word documents. If you install properly, you double click on the Word document, it should pop out, right? If not, then you just go to File, Open, and then point to that folder, right? And then double click. It should be able to incorporate. Okay, other than mention, anyone having problem? Okay, let's have a short break. 1:30. Okay, be back. Okay, so I will continue. Maybe we'll talk about the assignment. Oh no, the lab one for next week one.